Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Today I want us to solve this question, which is ratio, rate and proportion that was tested in Kcse 2022. It is a 10 marks question that is basically tested in paper 1. So I want us to solve this problem. A contractor hired Farah and Halima to transport 148 tons of stones to building sites. We have two building sites A and building sites B. To transport 48 tons of stones for a distance of 28 kilometers, the contractor paid cash 24,000. Farah transported 96 tons of stones to sites A distance of 49 kilometers. Calculate the amount of money that was paid to Farah. Now class, I want us to solve this question. This question basically is speaking about a contractor who has hired two persons, that is Farah and Halima in this case. Now these two persons were paid on the basis of the distance they covered as well as the number of tons they do carry. Now we were told now there were charges, fixed the charges on the number of tons carried in relation to the distance covered. Now for the case for like 48 tons of stones at a distance of 25 kilometers, the contractor was paying shilling 24,000. Now you were told Farah transported 96 tons of stones to sites A at distance of 49 kilometers. Calculate the amount of money that was paid to Farah. Now let's get the ratio into which this was paid. For instance, we were told 48 tons of stones at a distance of 28 kilometers. Now, what is the distance covered by Farah? It is 96, isn't it? Now we can know that. What about the number of tons is 96, while the distance is 49. And the ratio was 28 kilometers and 48 tons. Now we come here and divide 49 kilometers. Let's divide by 28 because the charges were based after covering a distance of 28, and again we multiply with the number of tons he carried, that is 96 tons. And each ton was charged for 48 tons, they were having a fixed charge, that is like that. Now let's multiply this by 24,000. Good. Class, this means that this man was carrying 48 tons at a distance of 28. If this man could carry 48 tons at a distance of 28 kilometers, he was paid this amount. But now he has moved a distance of 49 kilometers and carried 96 tons. Now I want us to solve this problem. Now let's calculate and now let's see what we are getting. Now if we multiply this, you can get that by 48 1 by 48 2, isn't it? Now we can multiply by 2 by 4 7 by 4 here is 6,000 by 7 1 by 7 is what? 7. Now if we multiply across, that is 7 times 2, which is 12 times 6, we are going to get cash 84,000. Now after dividing this, you can see 7 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 6,000, we are getting cash 84,000. This was the amount of money that was being paid to Farah, because Farah carried 96 tons and moved a distance of 48 kilometers. And we knew that based on this, that after moving a distance of 28 kilometers and carrying 48 tons, the charges were this, and that is how we solve that. Now, for every 8 tons of stones Farah transported to site A, he spent cash 3,000. Calculate the profit Farah made. Now, let's do this question again. For every 8 tons of stones Farah transported to site A, he spent this. This was the expenses he was incurring as himself, isn't it? Because this person was having other things which was personal to him, and this was the expense. Now, he carried how many? 96 tons. Now, divide by 8 multiplied by 3,000. Let's see what you get. So, 8 goes by 1, 8 goes here, 12. If you multiply 12 by 3,000, you get 36,000. Now you ask, calculate the profit made. Now, how do you get the profit? Profit, this is now the expense. This is the expense. This is called the expense because this is what he used as himself. Now, what was his income? This was his income. Now, out of the 84,000, Farah used 36,000. Now, can we get? Very good, very simple. You see, 84,000 minus 36,000. That is, if you subtract these two, what are you getting? 48,000. These are very simple operation, and you don't need to go very much. Shilling 48,000, shilling 36,000. Now let's come to Halima again. Halima transported the remaining 48 tons of stones to site B at distance of 85 kilometers. If Halima made 44% profit, calculate the amount of money Halima spent to transport the stones. Now the charges were fixed such that 28 kilometers, 48 tons at shilling 24,000. Now, at what distance has she moved? She has moved a distance of what? 84 kilometers. Now it will be 84 divided by 28. Distance over distance multiplied by the number of tons she carried. What we told? Yes, she carried 48 tons. And we were told there are 48, isn't it? We multiply by the charges of 24,000 as well. Because this one we are getting the ratio of the distance, here we are getting the tons. Now let's do this very quickly. By 4 we said 7, by 4 we said 6,000. Now by 7, 1, by 7, 12. Now if you multiply, let me use my calculator here very quickly. By 48, 1, by 48, 1. 12 times 6, 72, which is 72,000 shilling. 72,000. Now, what are we asking? Calculate the amount of money Halima spent to transport the stones. Now, to know that this was her income. This was her income, which was having 44% profit. Which was having 44% profit. Now, shilling 72,000 was having a profit of 44%. Now what can we do? Now we will ask what the amount you use. Now that means 100 minus 44 is profit. We're going to get 56%. This was the amount she was having. Now we say 56 over 100 multiplied by 72,000. 0, 0, 0, 0. Now let's multiply this using a calculator very quickly. Now if we multiply 56, that is 56 times 72,000, we get 4320. We get 4320 shillings. Very good. Lastly, determine the ratio of the profit made by Farah and Halima. Farah profit. Farah profit was 48,000. Was 48,000, yes. Halima, what we do is that we subtract 72,000 and 4320. That is the profit. Now, because the 44% was the profit. Now, what you do is that let's get the difference. If you subtract 72,000, 4320, what are we going to get? We are going to get, let's do this quickly. Let's do this quickly. It's my calculator. Let's do this quickly. 4320 minus 72,000 minus 4320. 22,000. That is 31,680. 31,680. Halima profit. That is 31,680. Now ratio, the 48,000 against 31,680. Now how do you do this? 0, 0 by 2, 2400 by 2, 1, 5, 8, 4. Let's continue. here, this 1200. This one is 792. 792. Let's continue. By 2 here is 600. By 2 here is 396. If we continue, 300 is one, it will be 396. Let's say 19, 150 is one, 99. By 350, by 333. Now the ratio is 50:33. Now let me just go over this quickly. Now this was a contractor, and this contractor, these are the people who build the stone buildings. That is, he hired these two persons. He hired Farah and also he hired Halima. Now these two persons were supposed to transport as 144 tons. This was the fixed amount, 144 tons of stones to building sites with A and B. To transport now, this man, he made a fixed charges like that when you transport 48 tons at a distance of 28 kilometers, 48 tons at a distance of 28 kilometers, he was paying shilling 24,000. Now a person like Farah transported 96 tons. He also moved a distance of 49 kilometers. What you do is, you divide this distance with the distance that was 96, you divide by with 48. You also multiply this one with 49 divided by 28. Then you multiply it by the total amount, that was 24,000. You get the amount. From there, you also come here for every 8 tons. Number of tons, divide by this, you multiply by this, you get the expenses. Now the income minus the expenses is going to give you the profit. Halima, the same case. Now that is how we are going to move. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. Thank you. Mukra?